Imagine pulling into your driveway after a long day, only to find 3 gleaming black SUVs emblazoned with HOA enforcement, barricading your path like some budget action movie standoff. 5 officious types in starched khakis swarm your lawn, measuring tapes outstretched like they're surveying for buried treasure, while a pair of cop cars flash their lights in that ominous disco rhythm that screams, "Your quiet life just ended." And there, in the center of this circus, stands a woman in a powder blue blazer, her perfectly coiffed hair defying gravity, screeching at a deputy sheriff, "Arrest this intruder now. He's defying community harmony and has the nerve to pretend he's exempt from our sacred rules." But hold on, because this isn't just any neighborhood spat. This is the day Evelyn Hargrove, the self-appointed guardian of suburban perfection in Willow Creek Meadows, finally met her match. Me? I'm Jackson Riley, former forensic accountant with a knack for sniffing out cooked books, standing there with my morning joe going cold, watching her performance with the calm of someone who's already seen the ending credits. You see, I'd bought this house not for the curb appeal, but for the dirty secret buried under every pristine yard in this gated hellhole, including hers. Let me rewind a bit to 3 weeks earlier, when I rolled into Willow Creek Meadows with a rented moving truck, my rescue mutt Scout panting in the shotgun seat, and a file folder thicker than a steakhouse menu tucked under my arm. The place looked like a realtor's wet dream. 150 cookie-cutter homes lined up like soldiers on parade, lawns shaved closer than a Marine's buzz cut, and fences so uniform they could have been stamped from the same factory mold. Kids' bikes parked at precise angles, recycling bins color-coded to match the houses. Hell, even the mailboxes seemed to salute as I drove by. But me, I wasn't here to blend in. 10 years chasing white-collar crooks had taught me that the shiniest facades hide the rustiest skeletons. I eased the truck to a stop outside my new digs, Lot 89, a modest rancher that screamed, "Mid-century boring." Scout hopped out, sniffed the air like he smelled the bullshit already, and I popped open my tablet to double-check the docs I'd spent over a year piecing together. Old survey maps from the 60s, county tax liens from a decade back, shady LLC filings, and one recurring name that popped up like a bad penny, Hargrove Ventures, Inc. "We're not playing house here, boy," I muttered to Scout as he cocked his head. "Most folks buy homes for the schools or the views. I bought this one because of a footnote in a forgotten deed that someone had buried deeper than Jimmy Hoffa." I'd no sooner cracked open the truck's back when I heard it, the electric purr of a golf cart zipping up like a mosquito on steroids. It screeched to a halt inches from my bumper, and out stepped Evelyn Hargrove herself, flanked by 2 lackeys, one with a digital camera clicking away like a paparazzo, the other juggling a ruler and a notepad. She was mid-50s, Botox smooth face, pearls choking her neck, and a smile so fake it could have been sponsored by a toothpaste ad. "Welcome to Willow Creek Meadows," she chirped, thrusting a glossy binder at me like it was the 10 Commandments. "I'm Evelyn Hargrove, HOA president. This packet outlines our covenants, everything from approved shrub heights to holiday light wattage limits. We maintain harmony here, you know. Your first dues are $2,200 quarterly. It funds our pristine amenities." I didn't touch the binder. Instead, I locked eyes with her, letting the silence stretch just enough to make her twitch. "Dues for what, exactly?" I asked, my voice flat as a Kansas prairie. She blinked, but recovered quick. "Community upkeep, of course. Security, landscaping, the annual block party, though attendance is mandatory for full participation credits." Her tone dripped that southern hospitality laced with arsenic. "Funny," I drawled, crossing my arms. This lot's records show it's never been looped into any HOA. Dates back to '58, before your little empire sprouted up. No annexation ever filed. Her smile froze, turning her face into a wax museum exhibit. The camera guy paused mid-snap, and the air got thick with that unspoken oh shit vibe. "There must be a mix-up," she said, her voice sharpening like a knife on a whetstone. "Every property here falls under our umbrella. My husband, Reginald, he's on the town council, oversees these matters. We ensure order. Mr. Riley." Jackson Riley. I turned back to the truck, but not before angling my tablet so she caught a glimpse of the screen. Hargrove Ventures. Fiscal Anomalies, 2015 to 2025. I added over my shoulder, "Might want to chat with your bookkeeper about those amenities funds." She went rigid for a split second, long enough for me to note the microflinch, the quick throat bob. "Mr. Riley," she clipped, "we have standards here. Folks who disrupt the peace often find it inhospitable. Not a threat, exactly, but close enough to smell like one." The golf cart whirred away, her minions scrambling after, but I knew this was just the appetizer. That evening, I sat on my porch swing, Scout at my feet, watching the sun dip behind rows of identical rooftops. Whispers had already started, neighbors peeking through blinds, a few drive-by stares. By morning, the rumors would fly. New guy's a troublemaker, probably dodging taxes. But I wasn't here to make pals. I was here because Hargrove Ventures had been siphoning HOA cash like a vampire at a blood bank, and my little lot held the key to the crypt, untransferred subsurface rights sprawling under the whole damn subdivision. The first love note showed up at dawn the next day, a neon orange envelope taped to my door like a scarlet letter. Violation. Unauthorized moving vehicle parked overnight. Fine. $175. The truck was already gone. Returned hours ago. I snapped pics, filed it away, and measured my grass just for kicks, spot on the approved 2 inches. But by day 3, another envelope, lawn exceeds height regulation by 0.2 inches. Fine. $125. I chuckled darkly. These folks must carry calipers in their pockets. Day 4. Unapproved exterior decor, dog bowl on porch. Fine. $250. Scout's water dish? Really? Day 5. Pet over breed restriction. Mixed breed not on approved list. Fine. $400. Scout was a lab shepherd mix. Harmless as a teddy bear. Day 6. Suspicious loitering observed. Potential solicitation. Fine. $600. I've been watering my plants. By week's end, I'd racked up $2,150 in phantom penalties for a house supposedly outside their grasp. Nights, I'd pore over my spreadsheet in the dim kitchen light, Scout snoring nearby, logging each infraction with timestamps. Patterns emerged. Notices dropped exactly 90 minutes after I stepped out. Paranoia? Nah. A quick drone flyover, old hobby from my accounting days, spotted a sneaky camera perched on a utility pole. No permits in sight. Bingo, I whispered, saving the footage. Then came the soft rap at my door one muggy morning. I opened it to a wiry old-timer in a flannel shirt, eyes sharp as tacks. Elias Thorne, retired DA from upstate. Live at 22 Oak Lane. Been watching your place light up like a Christmas tree with those orange bombs. He glanced around, voice low. 32 families bounced outta here in 7 years. Starts with fines, ramps to accidents, flooded basements, mystery power surges. Never sticks. Though, I invited him in, brewed coffee black as my mood. Scout approved, flopping at his feet. You're not runnin', are ya? Thorne asked, sipping slow. You're buildin' something. Guilty, I admitted. What do you know about the Hargroves? He leaned in, voice dropping to a conspiratorial rumble. Reginald's been councilman forever. No real opponents. Funny that Evelyn treats this HOA like her throne. Sucks in $350,000 yearly for upgrades no one's seen. New pool? Ah, the old one's cracked. All routed through Hargrove Ventures. 7 years? That's near $2.50 mil vanished, I calculated. Spot on. Targets misfits, single dads with rusty trucks, widows with wild gardens. Like Maria Lopez, fined $3,800 for a bird feeder attracting vermin. Or the veterans, denied fence repairs till they sold cheap. No one's beaten her. But you. You got that hunter's eye. Count me in for whatever, he added, eyes gleaming. We swapped contacts, and just like that, I had an ally. Escalation hit on day 9. Mid-afternoon, sirens wailed, 2 patrol cars screeched up, lights blazing. Deputy Carla Ruiz stepped out, looking like she'd rather be anywhere else. Mr. Riley, anonymous tip, strange smells from your property. Possible meth lab. Meth? I was baking cookies. I waved her in, opening cabinets wide. She poked around, found nada but flour and chocolate chips. Sorry for the hassle, she muttered. Then quieter, 4th call this week. Same burner number. Her eyes flicked to Evelyn's golf cart lurking down the block. Watch your back. Day 11, 8 p.m. Sharp. Evelyn showed solo at my door. No clipboard. Just a designer purse and a smile sweeter than saccharin. Mr. Riley, perhaps we got off wrong-footed. She handed over a crisp form. Board's waiving your $4,000 fines. Sign this, join the HOA. Waive any silly preclaims. NDA included. I scanned it. This forfeits subsurface rights I might hold. Why, if they're not mine, her grin wavered. Reginald has pull, problems vanish. Smart men take deals. Threat noted, I said, folding it into a paper airplane and sailing it back. But I prefer facts. I swung the door open, revealing my laptop, Hargrove Ventures, IRS discrepancies, embezzlement flags. Good night, Mrs. Hargrove. She stared, color draining, then stalked off. No envelope that night, first time. She knew I wasn't bluffing. Day 13. I hit the county clerk's office at opening bell. The place reeked of musty files and stale coffee. Fluorescent buzzed like a bad hangover. Help ya? Grumbled the clerk. Badge saying Marge Wilkins. Need plat maps for Willow Creek. 60s onward. Tax liens on lot 89. She eyed me. Specific. Ex-cop. Ex-accountant. Worse. She hauled back a dusty crate. Dustier than my ex's heart. Dig in. I spread the yellowed papers like a treasure map. Original plat, 149 lots. Amended, 150. Lot 89, standalone since 58. Never annexed. But the kicker, it tied to a 280-acre original tract. Subsurface rights intact under state law from 1902, separate from surface deeds. never sold off. Math hit like a freight train. My rights snaked under 128 homes, every pipe, every foundation. Grinning, I filed a quiet title action that afternoon, plus fraud suits against Hargrove Ventures, embezzlement on the HOA, abuse of power on Reginald. Certified copies to all 150 owners, I told the wide-eyed clerk. Law-mandated notification boom. Volcano primed. By day 20, the mail bombs landed. My phone blew up, not threats, but please, will I lose my house? Is this real? Evelyn called an emergency meeting at the clubhouse. 7 p.m. As a property owner, I crashed it. The room was a sardine can, 180 folks jammed in, murmurs like thunder. Evelyn at the podium, blazer impeccable, but sweat beading her brow. News vans outside, HOA fraud scandal made juicy TV. I sat back with Thorne, Lopez, and Vet Harlan waiting. Fellow residents, she quavered, these wild claims from a newcomer. Where's our money? Evelyn? Bellowed a burly guy in coveralls. Millions for upgrades. Where's the damn playground? The floodgates burst. Audits? You promised. You ran my sister out over a flagpole. Evelyn faltered, glancing at Reginald, who fiddled with his tie like it was a noose. Faceless. I rose. May I speak? As per your bylaws. She sputtered, but the crowd roared assent. I strode up, Thorne trailing with docs. I'm Jackson Riley, the disruptor Evelyn smeared. Ex-forensic accountant, fraud hunter. Found $2.50 mil HOA cash diverted to Hargrove Ventures. No upgrades, just pockets lined. Gasps. Flashes. And subsurface rights? Mine. Under your homes. Never transferred. Evelyn exploded. Lies! Con man. Reginald. Say something. He bolted for the door, slamming it shut. She stood alone, blazer wilting. I did it for you, for order. You should thank me. Thank you. Lopez shot up. For finding my birds? Tearing down my kid's swing. Stories poured out. Fines. Harassments. Doors banged open. Deputy Ruiz with feds. Evelyn Hargrove, arrested for fraud. Embezzlement. Reginald cuffed outside. She went limp as they Mirandized her. Crowd erupting in cheers. Me? I felt that sweet rush, justice. Unfiltered. Weeks later, Reginald resigned amid Fed charges. Bail $800,000. Evelyn house arrested in her owned home. Ventures frozen. Probe uncovered more scams. $5.20 mil total. Quiet title settled fast. I sold clear deeds cheap. $800 each. Millions lost? Thorne asked. Nah. Gained allies. HOA dissolved. New voluntary group rose. Transparent as glass. Thorne chaired. Months on. Lopez rebuilt her garden. Harlan parked his rig freely. I got a settlement cut. $52K for testimony. But real win. Calls from across states. How'd you fight? 1 year in. A prison postcard. You toppled my legacy. What did you build? Evelyn. Clueless. I gazed at renamed Riley Ridge, block party raging. Lawns wild. Music blasting. Freedom, I thought. The unmeasurable kind. But here's the kicker. Was Evelyn the real villain? Or just a product of a system that lets petty tyrants rule unchecked? True or false? Drop your take below, and let's debate who the real Karens are in our backyards.